You ever wondered what highly successful people in the world were like in school? You'd probably assume that they were great, top of the class most of the times. Well, we talk about this in our latest episode of the Dan and Can podcast, where we're talking about stepping outside and looking inside yourself, exploring the world around you, not just bowing down to a system to make the system excel. And in this, we're talking about this study that I read about, where they went around and talked to highly successful people in the world, whatever their profession may be. And they found some commonalities. That most of these people, when they were in school, weren't top of the class. They weren't the valedictorians. They generally got C's, maybe low B's in a lot of their classes. But yet they're very successful later on in life. It doesn't seem to add up. You think most people that got the best grades would move on. They're the smartest, right? And this gave me hope for my child and my other children that I've seen go through and struggle in school and only get a C or B average. Because what they found was that these people that were getting the C's and B's, it wasn't that they had a lack of intelligence. They just didn't respect the rules of the system that were put upon them. Sometimes they didn't want to do all the homework assignments because they understood the material already. They found it pointless and a waste of their time to keep investing into the stuff that they already learned. They know it. They're going to get an A on the test. And I had kids that done this. They wouldn't do any of the homework, but would get A's or high B's on all their tests that they'd take because they understood it. They just didn't want to do the busy work because they wanted to do other things, explore in their life. And they ended up with a C average in school. You see, these people stepped outside of the rules of normalcy and conformity. They explored and took risks, and that carried on later in life. So when everyone was doing everything according to the book and inside the box, these people looked outside, tried new things, experimented, and got very successful at what they did because they refused to follow the rules of the game to a T. They knew what they could do and they knew where they could push the bounds, and they explored outside of that, and it allowed them to reap benefits of exploratory and being risky and taking just them chances in life, and it paid off for him. Gives me hope for my kid because he's almost identical to this, so maybe he'll mount to something later in life because of this ideology that he has, and he'll be willing to take risk and not just do what he's told to do because that's the way it's always been done, and we just fall in line and do how we always did. That's how we have to attack life. Don't just assume because everyone else is doing it and that's the way it's always been done, that's the right way. Explore, take a chance. Maybe even take a chance and listen to our podcast. Tell us what you think. It's a couple of people from the Midwest with ADHD just talking about whatever comes to their minds. Take that chance. What can hurt you?